Over the last couple of years, Erik Ten Hag has done a great job in integrating academy players into the Manchester United first team. Alejandro Garnacho had his breakthrough season in Erik Ten Hag's debut year, followed by Kobe Mainoo, and everybody's question is who's up next. Manchester United historically have been known to create academy products, and most recently, Erik Ten Hag has been very keen on integrating them into the first team and making them a key part. Every year, one player comes through and has a breakthrough year for Manchester United. Who's up next? Let's take it back to the Carabao Cup final in Erik Ten Hag's debut year, where he was seen here pictured talking to Kobe Mainoo, essentially telling him, next year you will be part of all of this. And Erik Ten Hag kept his word. Why? Because Kobe Mainoo, after an injury, came back into the Manchester United first team and absolutely killed it in his first year as a first team consistent player. Not only did he score a goal, the winning goal in the FA Cup final against Manchester City, he scored some important goals against Liverpool, against Wolves, went on to also represent England on the national and international stage at the European Championship, getting all the way to the final, and did a great number of performances, a very key player for England. Erik Ten Hag has also been keen on integrating academy youth, similar to previous managers Alejandro Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, and who's next up? Here's Erik Ten Hag after the FA Cup final this year, speaking to Toby Collyer. He is up next for Manchester United. The 20-year-old defensive midfielder joined Manchester United 2 years ago, having left Brighton's academy system. Then, the Brighton academy coach Matt Beard had nothing but praise for him, described him as one of the best talents in the country. That is a big compliment. He's been praised for his work ethic, his running ability, his discipline, his defensive mindset, and all in all, how much he improves a team. And Manchester United might have another gem in their academy coming through to the first team. Having started his academy career at Brighton, Toby Collyer showed his maturity when he was 15, debuting for the under-18s team at Brighton. Since then, he signed a 3-year deal in July 2024, here pictured with Erik Ten Hag and Manchester United, which shows Manchester United's commitment to developing him and making him part of the Manchester United first team. Now, where does he play? Toby Collyer originally operates in that deep-lying midfield, if you want to call him a 6 or a defensive midfielder, and works incredibly consistently and hard out of possession, something that Manchester United could definitely do with. He's praised for his high work rate, his consistent running, and his ability to cover significant ground across the pitch is something that he's highly praised for at his time at Brighton and at his time at Manchester United. He's featured in Manchester United's pre-season so far and will probably feature throughout the pre-season duration. His key attributes, I would say, is things like working hard out of possession, covering ground, his strong ball retention, his physicality. He protects the backline very well, and that's something that you want your defensive midfielder to do. He's composed on the ball. He can win the ball back. Again, another trait that you would want your defensive midfielder to do. And like I mentioned earlier, the academy manager at Brighton at the time touted him as one of the best talents in the country. So it's no surprise that Manchester United went to sign him in 2022. Now the interesting thing is, how will Manchester United integrate him? The ceiling is very high for him. Similar to players such as Kobe Mainoo, similar to players such as Alejandro Garnacho, I'm very convinced that Erik Ten Hag, Jason Wilcox and Ineos have a plan for the Manchester United Academy path route, and Toby Collyer will probably be that next graduate. Of course, there's other players there such as Harry Amas, but for me, I think it's going to be Toby Collyer that's going to come through this season for Manchester United. With the likes of Casemiro coming towards the end of his time at Manchester United, Manchester United are obviously in for a defensive midfielder. Ugarte, Zubimendi, those are the players that Manchester United have been linked to, but there's no reason why Toby Collyer cannot come through into the first team and offer an asset that Erik Ten Hag can utilise. And I'm really excited for the prospect of his time at Manchester United. I'm very excited to see how he will be integrated into the first team this year. Let me know your thoughts about Toby Collyer, or if there's any other academy players that you think Manchester United should bring in to the first team route this year.